Welcome to the Azimuth Rulebook walkthrough. Page 1 describes general principles, the two phases of the game, and the two pillars of the game: winds and rafts. Page 2 describes rafts' possible movements and how winds affect rafts. Winds affect light-colored rafts only. For example, red winds affect red rafts. Page 3 describes what's referred to as stacking of rafts and unstacking of rafts. When rafts move to an unoccupied location, the moved raft is placed on top. Same goes when moving a stack of rafts. Phase 1 of the game is described in page 4, placing your winds. When a wind is placed, it affects adjacent light-colored rafts. The only limitation here is that winds of light color cannot be placed pointing directly to each other. Page 5 describes Castaways movement. Castaways can move along with rafts when placing a wind, or swim between adjacent rafts. Movement of castaways is allowed in both phases of the game. Getting a castaway off the island requires a light-colored raft in the designated locations next to the island. Page 6 describes special cases and Phase 2 of the game, wind changes. Rafts moving into a location occupied by a castaway always stack underneath the castaway's raft. Only one castaway can occupy a raft location at any given time. Phase 2 of the game is moving and turning winds. Winds can be turned 90 degrees to any direction or moved to an adjacent empty wind location, keeping their azimuth. Page 7 describes advanced wind control in Phase 2 of the game. A castaway always controls their home color winds, but a castaway can also control others' winds when they have one of their rafts adjacent to an opponent's wind. This advanced option allows for both proactive and counteractive usage of others' rafts and winds. Page 8 describes the use of your coconuts and also how to set up and start a two-player game. It is highly recommended to start off with a two-player game in order to get the gist of it. The castaways along with the island can be placed in any of the four sides of the board. Rafts are randomly dispersed at fixed locations each game as shown. Page 9 continues to describe two-player setup. Once the tactical situation is revealed, players choose their lighthouse location on the opposite side of the board from the island. The only limitation is that lighthouses need to be at least one leg apart from one another. Every castaway has two possible landing locations from where it is possible to land at the beach and reach the lighthouse. You're all set. Page 10 describes a three-player game setup. Rafts starting locations. And possible lighthouse locations for three-player setup. Quite similar to a two-players game with a few changes. Page 11 describes setup for 4 players. Raft starting locations and possible lighthouse locations. Castaways now have 3 possible landing locations. Your castaway, along with one raft, is placed directly opposite to your chosen lighthouse location on the far side of the board. Let the games begin. Page 12 describes the optional usage of the island in a 4-player game. And saving the best for last, how to get home and earn the title of the Ultimate Survivor, winner of the game. You're safely home. Put your legs up and relax. But don't get too comfy. Another journey is around the corner and ready to begin. Thanks for tuning in to Taito Games' Azimuth Rulebook Walkthrough. For more info, visit taitogames.com. Enjoy the game!